Real talk, the metaphor messiah, man. I got this one. Let's go. You ever seen the morning star? Mr. Metaphor Messiah, back to show you who we are. I represent a legacy, a pothead like the 70s, a different kind of mind. They say we only speak in melodies.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy, Dead on Dave, coming at you live from Germany for your Dead on Dave Live, man. Viewer questions, it's all about you guys. Well, mostly. Because not only are we here to take your calls, your questions, your hopes, your dreams, your quips, your quotes, and all that hippity-dippity happy horse shit, we're going to be taking it on Discord. Might even go to Skype. Who knows? We're going to take all those things. We're going to take your questions in the comment section as well. Anything that you have in the world of wrestling, sports, YouTube, but mainly Pokemon. Because you see, we got the Pokemon hat on tonight. The copious Pokemon hat. We're rocking it for a reason, because if you guys know something about me, if you know anything about me, you know I have lost an amazing amount of weight in the last 10 months since last June, and it is because of Pokemon Go. I do it all the time. I play it every day, as a matter of fact. We have a good time doing it. It's really something that has become an obsession for me. Not catching the Pokemon or anything like that, but the walking, the ability to walk with a distraction to keep my mind off of the constant levels of pain that my body's in. So I'm doing all my thing like I usually do yesterday, and one of the most incredible things that has ever happened to me, I wish I could say it was like the first time it's ever happened, and it probably won't be the last, something that I had to go to make sure shit didn't get too crazy. So we're going to talk about one of the best things that has ever happened to me, and something I shouldn't be proud of, but I very clearly am. We're going to talk about that, as well as all of the big things that are happening in the YouTube world. But first, a big shout out to everybody who is here hanging out with me. I appreciate it. Couldn't do the show without you guys. Well, I could, because I talk to myself and the doctor says that's normal, but I don't see a doctor, so it might just be another voice. But who knows? We just had a great show over with Tommy C. Tommy C's SFTP was on there for the first time in a while. It's nice to always go home. That's always going to be a home to me, and we always do such great things together. There's not too many people on this planet that I have as good chemistry with as I do as Tommy C. I've known him a very long time, and we do great work together. So it's always fun to be a part of those bigger streams. It is absolutely great. All that being said, it's all about you guys. So thank you very much for being here. I see Ace Trainer Liam here, one of the big Twitch and YouTube streamers when it comes to Pokemon. Terry Snow Queen, Titan HQ, Pyoxys, Splatoon Master, User, Avery, Kirsty, Graham, TKO Rising, David Peterson, Joshua Hampton, Ulami Ave, all kinds of people here. Outlet Wire. Thank you guys so much for hanging out, man. And I know that you need to hear the story of all stories. So let's go back to yesterday when I went on my first, probably the longest walk I've ever been on since I got hurt. I was medically retired from the Army in 2010. And since then, I just haven't really done much. Starting in June, I started walking long distance. Well, actually, not really until the last couple of months has it been long distances. And really even just the past few weeks where it's been more than 3 or 4 kilometers. Now I'm going out on 10, 12, and as of yesterday, a 15-kilometer walk, plus probably even more than that. And it was a great walk. I went to a neighboring town known as Geisenheim. That's where I go to do my compression therapy. And I actually walked there today, as a matter of fact, because I was able to prove to myself that I could walk to somewhere like that yesterday. So I did that. And I walked all the way around. I walked through Geisenheim. And when in my town, if you've seen the pictures that I've posted, you'll see that there's a big river. I'm on the river. My town is on the river, the Rhine River, and you can walk. You can walk on the river for miles. Basically, the entire stretch of the Rhine, there is an adjacent path on either side that you could walk along with and just walk the fucking Rhine. Just look at all the beautiful castles and bridges and just walk. And it's flat. And that's why I do it. I just walk flat. If there's a hill, I'm screwed. If there's any hill, I'm a dead fat man. But I just caned my happy ass on. And so I caned my way down to the shoreline. I start walking down on my way back home to Rudesheim. And there's this long path. And I had to piss. I'd been gone a long time. There was no bathrooms, no porta potties. There was restaurants, but I was dressed like a hobo. I didn't want to go in. So I just kept walking because I knew a little bit farther down the path there was going to be a tree line. And in that tree line, I knew I could just pull down my little sweat shorts that I was wearing, and I could just whip out my ding-a-dong and take a quick pee-pee. And I got over to that tree line, and I start looking around. Look left, I look right, I look left again, and then I look right again one more time because I have OCD. And I made sure that nobody was around. I was 100% sure nobody was around, man. Whip my dick out, take a piss, put my dick back in. As I start to turn around, I see out of nowhere, materialized like the goddamn Prince sketch from Dave Chappelle, a family of 7. A family of 7. Not only a family of 7, a couple of kids, parents, an older man, some dogs. They had looked like they just gotten out of church. The little girl was wearing a traditional white dress. Had the rope around her. It looked like she just got her first communion or her confirmation or something. It's been a long time since I've been to church. Been a long time I've been to Bible study, so I don't know exactly what it was, but it looked like something very official. They were all dressed very nicely. Very traditional German family. Probably had their roots here for a very long time. They were just standing there. I don't know where they came from. I looked. I was certain no one was around. I was 100% sure. And then this clean-cut, beautifully dressed family with children with them start yelling at me. And yelling at me viciously. Now, my German is very weak. My German is very, very weak. I've been here 15 years. I understand a lot, but I get very nervous when I have to speak it back, especially when there's something confrontational. My first go-to is "Mein Deutsch ist nicht so gut, es tut mir leid," and I try to go from there, and then "Sprechen Sie Deutsch" and all, or "Sprechen Sie English" and all that stuff. I didn't want to do that in this situation, and I know that I'm being called an asshole because I certainly heard "Ashlo" quite a bit. There was quite a bit "Ashlo, Ashlo." I just "Ashlo." Just hearing it over and over, and I knew this is not good. And my worry was if I start saying I'm American, English, all of that, that it might make the situation worse. Because while most Germans are very good with Americans, I have run into some in my very own town who, while maybe not a huge opponent of Americans, they don't like the not being able to speak the language, the being able to speak German. So I didn't want a situation where they could say, well, my daughter just saw your dick. I didn't want anything like that to happen to where, well, now he's American, we're calling the cops. I was probably going to a leap, but when I get into situations like this, I kind of have a go-to. I kind of have something that I go to try to take the pressure off. And I was wearing the Pokemon Go hat, or the Pokemon hat. I was dressed kind of trashily. I had like sweats on and I looked kind of disheveled. I'm on a cane. I got kind of an oversized tongue. So I just started saying, "Insonigo, Insonigo, Insonigo." And my brain is trying to tell my mouth to drool. I was trying to look as out of nowhere as I possibly could. And soon to go. I just kept saying over and over. And they stopped. They stopped talking. And they looked at each other. And the wife looked at the husband and said, "Oh, Mongo." And they fucking turned around and walked away. I fucking swear to God. So I just grabbed my goddamn cane and I started caning my fat little ass down. Now I was distance, because I never knew when the fucking hurricane was going to turn back around and try to get me. I just started crunching my ass away and I got down that river in record time. You would have thought that I was in a fucking NASCAR drag strip or some shit like that because I had to get away from these people because I was so afraid that the ruse would not stick. The ruse would not stick, but it did, and I got away. And maybe I shouldn't be proud of the fact that my go-to move when I get in trouble or get into a situation that I feel is awkward is to act like a retard, a mongoloid, but I do. And I did. And it worked because I'm convincing as such. Apparently it's something that I just have that look about me. But here's why they should have known. They should have known it was full of shit. They should have called me out on it. And you know why? Because how many Mongos do you know that has such a luscious beard? Zero. Zero is the answer. Look at this thing. It's glorious. It's just beautiful. It radiates sophistication and class like nothing else. And that's exactly why they should have known it was bullshit, but they didn't. And I got away with it. I've done it before too. And I really shouldn't be proud. And I wish I was making any of this up. I really do, but I'm not. I refined the story to make it fun. I want to animate this. I want somebody to animate this because I think it's a fantastic story. But I've had to do this before. I've done this in malls. I've done this. I got in a situation once where I may or may not have been caught shoplifting. And I just went, well, maybe if I act retarded, I'll get out of it. And I've done it 4 times and it's worked all 4 times. So my daughter once asked me about fighting because she got confronted by some people. She was out at a water park and she got confronted by some kids who did not know her. And I told her, just try to eat your own face. I said, if all else fails, just start trying to eat your own face. Act as absolute fucking insane as you possibly can. I promise you it will work. And she's like, yeah. If you can, just start barking. Just do something. Don't throw punches. Don't get physical. But just go full-blown retard as hard as you possibly can. And I promise the situation most of the time will get better. Because nobody wants to pick on the tard. You know, nobody wants to be that guy. Nobody wants to make something that's probably not that serious of a situation a tard. They don't want to do that. So they're going to go away. And it's going to be, maybe that's wrong of me. Maybe I'm the problem. Maybe I should be held accountable by the People with Disability Act. I'm just saying it's how I handle things when I get uncomfortable. You know what? The reality is I'm probably not stretching very far. I'm probably not fucking, I don't have to dig too far in the bag to bring that shit up. But I'm telling you, eat your fucking face. Try to eat your face. Put some hair in your mouth. Get that drool going. Do whatever you got to do. If it gets you out of an ass whooping or something like that, okay, what's the worst thing? Here's the best part of it. You gave them a story they could tell on some podcast one day. We met a girl today who tried to eat her face. Fucking amazing. Fucking amazing. Try to eat her goddamn face. I didn't try to eat my face with this family. Mainly because I legitimately panicked. I couldn't even think to go to certain levels of the mongoloid bag of tricks. I just went with the easiest. I was like, Antonigo. And it worked, man. Sometimes less is more. You try to eat your face, that sometimes is going to get the cops called on you. So you got to be careful. You got to use judgment of how far to go down the mongoloid trail. It's all right. Discretion is always the better part of valor. And if you remember that, I think you'll always be fine. Don't criticize my parenting, Aeon, or anybody else. I gave her sound advice to get her out of an ass whooping. What was I told her to get a pocket knife, stab somebody? If there's 4 or 5 people around you, they want to kick the shit out of you. You don't have a lot of options. But if you act like a tard, you act crazy or something like that, it might be enough to get you the hell away. You never know. Patrick Glenn, have you ever seen the guy take his pants off to freak out the other guy before a fight? I've done that. I have taken clothes off to get out of a fight. I've done it. And I'm telling you, it's not, you've got to pick your spots. You got to pick your moments. You got to know where the right thing to do is, man. I wish when I was a kid, there was internet like this. I wish phones were as readily available as, as they are now. Because my God, some of the things that I would have gotten, I've had bets with people that I couldn't do a British accent for an entire week. and convince anybody. My British accent sucks. It was better back in the day. But, you know, it's like I would do stuff like that. I didn't care. It's just, in this situation, it was a calculated risk for me. I was like, okay, the worst thing is they're either going to call my bluff or they're going to call the cops, which they were probably going to do anyway. I don't want my dick being out part of a story around any type of children. That's not what I'm trying to do. So you know what? Goddamn right I act retarded, and I'll do it again. So that is my Pokemon Go Mongo story, and I am fucking proud of it. D-Rock says, Dead on Dave, next time start a dance-off. Reasonable. It's reasonable. Completely reasonable. So yeah, that was the big one for me. That was the big thing for me. That's how you deal with stuff. So, but that was the story I wanted to tell you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you learned something from it. Maybe it gave you some advice that you could pass down the line to your children one day. If not, I fully understand. It's not for everybody. It's an acquired taste. Savage Jack, Dave, have you ever heard of Eat That Pussy 445? No, I haven't. No, I have not. Let's go ahead and jump on over to the Discord and see how many people are waiting to talk. One person, and she's probably only here because she wants to fucking chastise me. The one, the only. Aeon, what's going on? You like my parenting?
What kind of fucking advice is it to tell your kid to pretend to be retarded?
You tell me a better option in that situation. 6 people around her that she did not know. There was nothing. She had no friends with her that were around at the moment. She didn't have a weapon on her. There was absolutely nothing she could have done. What's the advice that you give your daughter in that situation?
Sharpen her teeth and bite them. That's what I did as a kid.
Well, no, I don't want her to get physical. Look, the reality is you bite a bitch and there's 5 of her friends, you're going to get beat the fuck down. I don't want my
if you
daughter
play dirty and go for the eyes.
There's 6 of them. There's 6 of them. My daughter is not
taking 6 at once. It's not that hard.
Well, okay. My daughter doesn't have kung fu training. Okay, she's not in Krav Maga or anything like that.
I'm not training kung fu. I'm training crazy.
Yeah, you are, and you just proved my point. You just proved my point. But instead of getting physically crazy, you get self crazy. Try to bite your own. I
just find that I've never heard anyone tell their kid, "Okay, honey, you're surrounded by 6 assholes. Fucking pretend to be retarded.
Eat your face. Try to eat your face. It's a good idea. It's sound strategy, and it doesn't hurt anybody. They go away. They back up real quick.
I know. I agree. It's a sound strategy, but at the same time, it just sounds stupid. It sounds like terrible advice. Pretend to be retarded, honey.
If you agree that it's sound strategy and it can certainly work, what part
it
of
is a sound strategy. I'm just saying that I've never heard anyone tell their kid to do that.
You know what? I bet plenty of people have. They're just afraid to admit it. But I own everything. I own my shit. No problems with it. Eat your face. Eat that goddamn face. Oh.
So, I don't know. I would not have been able to pretend to be retarded if I was like peeing in a bush and somebody saw me.
I didn't know what to do. I was really scared.
I like how that was your go-to move.
I couldn't think of anything else to do. It was happening so fast. They're calling me asshole. This little girl is standing in a communion dress. I'm like, oh my God, I just ruined a moment in their lives. I mean, what do I do here? Do I jump in the fucking river? What do I do?
I don't know what I would have done in that situation either. I don't think I could have pulled off a good retarded act.
I can't run. I'm on a cane, you know. So it's like, what choice do I have? I'm like, go for broke. And something go. And I got the big tongue. I got that big, like, I don't want to say Down syndrome tongue, but I have a Down syndrome tongue. It's big and thick and meaty.
Wow.
And it's true. It's big.
I don't think it's appropriate to compare your tongue to somebody with Down syndrome.
Why? If it's factually accurate.
I don't think it's what does PC stand? It's not PC.
What does PC stand for?
I forgot what PC stands for.
Politically
Maybe I am retarded. Shit.
Mong. Holy shit.
You just called me a mong?
I did.
Oh, I'm getting triggered, man.
Trigger is real. Holy shit.
Trigger over 9,000, man.
Fucking
pull out your scope.
That's good stuff.
Pull out your scope.
I'm telling you, I might have to. Jesus
Christ.
So what's going on with you, Miss Aeon? How's your life treating you? Did your mother enjoy the wonderful birthday message that I sent her yesterday?
Okay, so we were driving to where we were going to take her for her surprise lunch, and I played it while we were in the car. And she laughed over and over again about it. She laughed really loud when you said that she was hot.
She is.
Like, it was like a
woman.
good belly laugh.
I'm glad
yeah, that was awkward. My sister's like in the car with us, and she doesn't know anything about anything I do online. My mom has a vague understanding of everything, so I felt awkward. Just my sister's just sitting in the car with us. I couldn't see her face, but all I could think it was like, I wonder what she's thinking right now. She's going like, "Why is my sister talking to this dumbass?"
Hey, I thought that
I don't know what she thinks of you, in all honesty.
You know, I think the problem here and why you might be a little off-put by it is because your mom probably liked the compliment and she might want to give me a call someday. You're afraid that I'm going to become your stepfather and you don't know how to deal with your own emotions about it. That's not my problem, Aeon. I'm going to be a loving stepfather to you. You just wait. I'm going to prove my love. Well, that silence is real, kids. That's some real silence right there.
Yeah, that was real silence. I was just going like, how do I respond to this?
You want to talk about silence?
Like, I was literally speechless at that because like, what the fuck, Dave? First of all, you're not even close to her age. Secondly, he's already occupied. Well, he's already taken.
Better looking than me? I doubt it. Once again, that hesitation speaks volumes, kids.
I hate you. I quit.
Oh God! It's been a good couple of days. It's been a good couple of days. Oh my God!
Oh, that's good.
Oh, the walking's been great. Like I walked to my I walked to my compression therapy today, and the thing is, I just never thought that I'd be able to do something like this again. Walking this distance that I am, I never thought it was going to be possible. You know, I got the stimulator inside of me, and I was on a walker for the first 4 years after all the surgery and shit. So to even get to a cane was an accomplishment for me. And now, still being on the cane, that's never going to change because I cannot walk without it, at least not long distances. But to be able to go this far, and it's only because of Pokemon Go. I know how stupid that's got to sound to some people. But if I don't have that little fucking game and those little tiny monsters to go and those checkpoints to go to and strive for, my brain just starts thinking about how much misery I'm in. And I can't get past it. It just hurts. And it's agony. But this little game does it for me. It's crazy.
Well, that's good.
And speaking of
Pokemon, I'm glad you're like getting some mileage too, getting some walking out there.
I'm telling you, by summer, I may actually be a threat for your mother come summer. You just wait how I'm going to look at summertime.
I don't know. You haven't seen my mom's boyfriend. He's pretty handsome.
Yeah, but is he tough? Is he bigger than me? That's another question because I'm a bad.
Yeah, he's over 6. I think he's like 6 foot or something.
How old is he?
I think he's like a couple years younger than my mom, and he's like a park ranger.
Oh, does his knees, do they have a shield against bricks built in?
Are you planning on breaking the kneecaps of my mom's boyfriend?
I might Tanya Harding him if it comes around. You never know.
I don't think my mother would find that very attractive, to be honest.
I don't know. She might find it very alpha of me. Maybe she needs a caveman. Who knows? You never know.
Oh my God. People keep going like, and Dave could be your daddy.
Congratulations. We got a new meme.
No. No, Daddy Dave. No.
Daddy Dave is coming.
Sound right.
Daddy
it doesn't
Dave.
sound right.
Yep. Oh, it sounds so right. That's the problem. It sounds too right. That's the problem.
That's why it's bothering me. Fuck.
See, Alami Avi in the chat says, Dave, just go Mongo on the boyfriend. Exactly. See, he understands. They get it. Everybody gets it. My daughter's still awake. I just heard her moving that goddamn chair. It is past.
Probably because she's hearing you like trying to hit on my mom through me indirectly.
We need to get her on the show. We need to get your mom on the show, and we just need to have a conversation. See what happens. You never know. It all starts.
Good Lord.
Yeah, you've heard it started with a whisper. Who knows? Starts with a podcast call.
Dead on Daddy. Leaving. Jesus Christ.
So speaking of Pokemon and all that, you return to a co-hosting role this Saturday, correct?
Yep.
It was supposed to be last Saturday, but I'm a big loser.
Yeah, you got drunk on Friday and couldn't do dinner in the jerk, and then Saturday you got stuck at a party and got drunk.
Yeah, those are all true things. I'm out of control, but I'm not gonna drink again.
According to like the shit from the pints YouTube chat log, Jake was talking about how he's doing a new show with like 18 people.
Well,
like
I
I'm doing a
wish him
show with
for the
him.
best.
He's doing a show with Tommy C, Tommy C, Keemstar Levy.
I wish him nothing but the
he's going
best in his
everywhere.
future endeavors, man. You know, it's okay. I understand. I'm a
He's
tyrant.
going
I am very difficult to work with. I'm so hard to work with.
I know, right? I don't know why I keep working for you, man.
I don't know.
It's really hard.
I don't pay you. I don't know. It's like it's definitely not the money.
I do this for free too. Curse me, my masochism.
Right? I am the bane of your existence, and you love me for it, so it's okay.
I'm the bane of my own existence, man.
You are the bane of my existence. My God, you've caused my
wow.
You hurt me. You try to hurt me.
How do I hurt you?
You once tried to kill me on stream. You tried to kill me and my wife on stream. I think you were really gunning for her. I think you were actually gunning for her so you could take her place. It's okay. Don't worry about it. One day you and I we're meant to be, or me and your mother, one of the two. It'll happen. Don't worry.
I was about to say, like, which Turner do you want?
Whatever one that'll have me, baby girl. Whatever one that'll have me.
That's really sad, dude.
Hey, man, when you're a big fat crook,
you're not even picky. You're just like...
No,
we're people, like you know, Dave. We're people.
Do I look like
this is why I need feminism, guys.
Ulami Ave says, how did that Jaguar look up close? Man, I don't know if you saw the picture I posted, and somebody shamed me for it later because there was a license plate, and they're like, you just doxed that guy. Well, fuck you. But there was this.
No one's gonna care about some random German dude's fucking Jaguar.
Nobody cares.
No, I mean like the license plate wise. The Jaguar was really pretty, though.
Oh God, it was gorgeous. It turned out to be a 1957 Mark II Jaguar, and it was.
Oh, for some reason I thought it was like a 56 when I saw it.
Absolutely gorgeous. I mean, this
57. Okay.
No, that's what somebody else told me. They looked it up, and.
Okay. Yeah, I thought it was like a 56 for some reason.
Miss Car A on here. It could have been. Very well, I don't know. I'm just going off what somebody else told me. Thing is, it was gorgeous. It was even better in person. The pictures did not do it justice. This town.
The pictures never do those kind of cars justice, dude.
You know what the real sick thing is? That is not even the best car that I saw today. 5 minutes before that, a goddamn. Now, this may not be a big deal to people that live in the States and see these all the time, but in Germany, to see a mint, fully fucking restored 57 Chevy. Rolling down the candy apple red, the whole goddamn shebang, rolling down the street is just, you don't see that. It's like,
how the hell did they get a 57 Chevy in Germany?
Did they? No idea.
They sell this in Germany?
They have a really strong classic car echelon here, and especially in my town. My town, like closer to the river is where all the poor folk live, and the higher you go up into the hills, it's really, really ritzy. There's a lot of money here. We have a yearly festival, Harley Davidson Fest, every year, and actually it should be next month, as a matter of fact. And it's huge. It's not Sturgis, but it's fucking huge. And we got this classic car show, and it's unbelievable. It is absolutely incredible. It's gorgeous. It might have been a Mark 8. I'm not sure. I'm not. Somebody told me what it was. It either said Mark 2 or Mark 8. I can't remember. But the point is, it was absolutely gorgeous. Unbelievable.
I miss going to car shows. I used to go to those all the fucking time.
Me too. I grew up in that culture. That was just,
same here, man.
I love that stuff. I love cars. I watch car shows all the goddamn time.
I used to watch car shows a lot, but I don't have like cable anymore, so I can't like turn on the TV. But like my dad and I would just like watch a fucking car show for hours.
Yeah,
it was. I sometimes would be like, "Why are we fucking watching?" And then like a new car pop up and be like, "Oh, look at that car!"
I like seeing them build it. I like seeing them take them apart. I like seeing go flipping cars. I like all of that stuff. It's just something that appeals to me. And
yeah. I especially like the car auctions.
Yeah, car auctions are cool. There's a bunch of them out there that still have still going. I mean, Gas Monkey, fucking Fast and Loud. I still watch that.
Yeah.
Still watch that show. It's a great, great show.
I miss watching those.
They're fun.
I don't have I might have cable, but I don't know how to figure out if I have cable.
I've never been able to go down to the Harley Davidson Fest. I've never, physically, last year I wasn't able. The year before that I had the stroke. I haven't been able to go down to these fests. I've never really gone in. I've gone to the parade at the end of the week, but I've never really gone down. This year I am going to go. I'm going to pay for the ticket. They always get good bands to show up too. I'm gonna go and I'm
Ooh.
gonna cover it. I'm gonna take pictures of fucking everything, and it's gonna be insane. It's gonna be so much fun.
Ooh, here's a good question from Ulami. Hey Dave, do you have a dream car?
I have several dream cars. I have several. You know, I'm a closet VW guy. I want a 13 windows, split window VW bus anywhere out of the 60s. I've always wanted one. I'm also a big Airstream guy. I love RVs, and the Airstream is something that I've always wanted. But more traditional things, you give me anything out of the mid 60s Corvette, Stingray. I would love some kind of anything like that. It would make my balls just fall to the floor. I'm also any cabriolet type vehicle as well. I'm a huge fan of those. There's too many to name. I want a Messerschmitt as well, like really bad. So there's a lot. So fucking many. I love cars. I really do.
I do too.
69 GTO Judge is a bad motherfucker too. There's so many great cars. So
I would love to get like my dream car would be probably like a 72 El Camino. I fucking love El Caminos.
Why? Can I ask why? I mean, I know there is the big healthy obsession with the Elcos, but what's yours? Like,
I don't know. Like, I just really fucking love El Caminos. An El Camino was my first car. It was like a 79, and I helped restore most of it. But then we had to move, and we couldn't take the car with us because it wasn't functioning yet. So, because we were moving from which move was this? It was the 10th. No, it was the 9th move. So we were going to Idaho from Arizona. So we couldn't really take it with us. So I had to sell it. I was really sad.
I'm sure.
I worked really hard restoring that fucking car. We had just gotten started on redoing the engine, but we couldn't fit. We didn't want to like drag it all the way up there.
I don't blame you one bit. I don't blame
And then
you
I
one
got
bit.
like a really nice I think it was like a 72 Fiat or something like that. It was like a Fiat station wagon sort of thing. And then we also had to get rid of that because we moved again cross country. And yeah, that was the only 2 cars I've ever owned. Both of them without a driver's license. I still do not have a driver's license. I am 26 years old.
Me either. Never had one. Now I can't have one, but I never had one. I learned how to drive in a 1976 Honda Accord. It was essentially a fucking roller skate. It was a big brown roller skate.
Damn. I learned to drive in. I don't remember what fucking. It was like I think it was like a Chevy pickup truck. All I knew was it was like a fucking tank. That's what I learned how to drive in. And I also, but before I learned how to drive a car, I learned how to drive a bulldozer, a backhoe, and an ATV and a golf cart.
I learned how to drive a backhoe, but she didn't appreciate me calling her that. So, you know.
I had a feeling as soon as I started saying backhoe, all I could think of was like, you're going to make a hoe joke.
I did. And you were right. You know me. You got me down. Pat.
Speaking of hoes, where the fuck is C-Man?
He is off tonight. He had to go work, believe it or not. C-Man is doing actual job type stuff. And Lord be it for me to get in the way of him working like ever. Because we know that does not happen very often. So.
Ooh, Guncannon brought up a good car, 53 Chevy sedan delivery.
That is not, man.
I do like those because they kind of look like hearses, and I also always wanted to have a hearse.
Those 50, 60 panel vans were so fucking cool, man. There were so many different variations that were made. They were cool goddamn trucks, man. I'm a truck guy too. I do love trucks. My stepdad, who's an absolute piece of fucking garbage, absolute piece of shit. My God, my mom is actually divorcing him for like the 3rd fucking time. What a piece of just
Whoa.
Anyway, yeah. But he had some really cool trucks that I actually helped pay for. 1972 step-side Chevy K2 Blazer. Fucking gorgeous truck, man. Gorgeous truck.
I bet.
That thing was fun.
And D-Rock, the reason why I never got a driver's license was because we before my dad died, we moved 20 times, I think.
Good God.
So we were never in one spot for very long. And we lived out in the middle of nowhere, and it was like 3 hours to get anywhere. And I didn't have any friends because we moved constantly, and I didn't have anywhere to go, so I never really drove. And then by the time We got some place like in town, there are buses, and when I need to go places, there are buses, so I just didn't bother. And now it's just like I just don't feel like it. There are buses. There are buses, and I have friends.
You got good trains. If there's a good like ways to get around, I mean, you don't really need it anymore.
There's a decent one, and like there's like decent transportation. I don't go anywhere really. Yeah. Like I go to the mall and I see movies every once in a while, but most of the time, like if I go anywhere, it's with my friends. And they have cars, and they're just like, "Hey, I'm gonna come. Okay, Casey, we're gonna come get you at this time." I'm like, "Okay, whatever, cool."
Olami says,
and then we go there.
I have a soft spot for Austin Healey 100. I'm actually a bigger fan of the Nash Healeys. I like, for some reason, I like the Austin Healeys to get all the fame and all that. But those early Nashes were fucking gorgeous, and they're really the first American muscle cars. The first American muscle cars were the Nash, and they were just, they were bad cars, man. They really were.
I like the design of the Austin Healing a lot better than the Nash. But the Nash, I think, is a better car.
A little quirkier. I kind of tend to go towards the quirky. My reasoning for not getting a license is a little more complicated. It's kind of a good story. When I joined the Army right out of high school, like I graduated in June. I went to the Army, went to basic training in July 9th. And so they told me that I didn't need my license going into basic training. And I wasn't able to get it in Las Vegas because 2 days before I turned 16, 2 days before, they changed the law to get your driver's license from 16 to 18. So I never got my driver's license. So
damn, it sucks.
It sucked. So I already had my learner's permit, but that wasn't enough. There was no loophole, nothing like that. You weren't 16 by that day, you were fucked, and that was it. So I was going to get it when I turned 18. I turned 18 in May. I graduated in June. I was leaving in July. So my recruiter was like, "No, you don't need it. Don't worry. You're going to Germany. When you get over there, you get your license so easily. You get your USERA license, as a matter of fact. Total fucking just easy as shit." So I'm like, okay. Cool. So once again, after going through basic and going through AIT, by the time I get to Germany, it's 2002. Mid 2002, April 13th, 2002 is when I actually got here. And they had just changed the USERA policy that you need a stateside license to get a fucking USERA license. And I didn't have a stateside license. So then I went back to the States for my first leave, and it was actually one of my last times that I went back to the States, and I never got it. I just, one reason or another, I just never got it, and they never made a big deal about it. Then I went to Iraq in 2003, and you didn't need a license there. They just started saying, "Hey, who can drive?" And I was like, what do you need me to drive? Does anyone know how to drive a stick? Yeah, I learned once. I can do it. Because I was that type of kid, 19 years old, go-getter, fucking ho-ho, hard dick soldier. Whatever you need, Sergeant, you tell me. I drove this mini SUV. I almost drove this motherfucker right off of a cliff because I was using the stick, and it was a sticky transmission. I couldn't shift from first to second, so I just started shifting right from first to third because I couldn't shift in the second. Then we go down this path, and this was in the green zone, so this was in Baghdad. Oh God, there was a name for it. I can't even remember it anymore. But it had the post was so big that it had a fucking highway. It had a highway on it. It was huge. And
what the hell? Yeah,
so we turned off into this quarry area where there was a goddamn quarry, and I realized I had to turn around. So I started doing this turn. A 3-point turn is what I thought it was going to be. It ended up being a 72-point turn. And I still couldn't get all the way around because I could not get the goddamn car to stay in reverse. So once I got it in reverse, I couldn't get back in the drive. So I would hit the gas, and I kept going backwards. And I started getting closer and closer to the cliff, and I could not get it out of fucking reverse. And I just kept doing it, and I got closer. So at one point, I actually had to get out of the car and push the car away from the cliff because we would have went over. It was bad. Terrifying.
Good Lord, dude.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. God, I should have had
My
you here
mom-
for the entire Mongo story.
I know, right? You hear me cringe constantly.
Yes, the cringe was real. It's a good, man, I'm telling you, man, there's nothing cringy about that story. It's a great story. It's a life lesson for all the kids.
Good Lord. My mom was trying to call me as you were telling me the stick shift story.
Well, go take that call. I'm going to get out of here anyway.
Alrighty.
Thank you, Miss Aon. I appreciate your call.
No problem. Why did somebody thought I was, everyone into the chat now just found out that I'm 26 and half of them think I was older than that for some reason.
I guess you exude,
Do I just sound old?
You exude an air of maturity, Aon. I don't know.
Oh my God. If you told that to anyone who knows me in real life, they'd be laughing their ass off right now.
Fair enough. You have a good night, Aon. Talk to you later.
You too.
Bye-bye. I'm going to be her daddy one day. I'm going to be her stepdad. It's going to happen. And like, do you blame it if her mom did just fall head over heels in love with me? I mean, come on. Look at all of this. And I can play a Mongo on fucking key. Come on. Come on. Come on, people. Anyway, we don't really got a lot much more to cover tonight. Doesn't seem like there's a lot of calls. I thought we were going to get some viewer questions. Really didn't get any tonight. But hey, I appreciate you guys hanging out. And I appreciate you guys being here and being a part of the story. So I do appreciate it, and hopefully you guys will be with me tomorrow. Who knows what's going to happen tomorrow? At the very least, there will be a Raw review. I will do a quick Raw review, and we'll do another Dead on Dave Live. There might even be a Pokemon stream, depending on what my wife wants to do tomorrow. Go out and do some Pokemoning. Who knows? We shall see. But that's going to do it for tonight. Hopefully you enjoyed everything we did, both with Tommy C. I thought we had a killer show. And tonight you got to hear one of the best stories I think I've ever told. I think it's better than my bleeding dick story, which is a great story. And the wife almost dying and pissing and vomiting on herself. That's a great story. There is 100% a story there. And you can find all those stories in the Dead on Dave catalog. So hopefully you guys will go back and watch some other stuff. Make sure you go ahead and like this video. Subscribe to the channel. That's all we're going to do. So thank you guys very much for joining us right here on Dead on Dave Productions. Like, subscribe, and share. Donate to the channel, for God's sakes, if you want to. Always appreciate that. Oh, yeah. We do have a new thing that we're going to do. And I probably should have plugged this earlier because I think people would have wanted to do it. We talked about it during the Pokemon Go stream, or Pokemon stream I did earlier. We're going to start doing copious haikus for you guys. On the spot, whatever topic you want. And how we're going to do that is if you donate to the channel $5. D-Rock donated $1. New challenge, eat a habanero sugarless gummy bear. Every dollar donated, record the aftermath. No. Oh, Haribo, not habanero. Haribo. No, I'm not. Fuck that. But here's what we will do. If you want a copious haiku made for whatever topic you have in your mind, whether it's you, whether it's a sports team, an event, a person, whatever the case may be, donate $5 to the channel. And you could do this afterwards too. You don't have to wait during the shows. Anytime you donate and you send me that message, I will get that message. I'll see it when I go check my messages for the donations. And you tell me what the topic is. Every $5, I will create a unique haiku specifically for you and read it live on the air. And I will make that part of a montage that I will play again in its own show, forever making your haiku a staple. So there you go. That's if you're interested in something like that. What, baby?
Why is that loop on your table?
Oh, the loop's on my table. Not because I was using it. I was not using this loop. And if you watched the stream with Tommy C earlier, you know why I use this loop. Because it is a perfect sponsor for the new Keemstar Leafy and Grade podcast, because someone's getting it in the pooper eventually and they might need it. Durex. So there you go. Thank you guys very much for joining us right here on Dead on Dave Productions. Hopefully you had a good time. Like, subscribe, and share. And as always, if you don't have talent, have talented friends. Keep it copious, folks. And peace.
Here's your winner,